The Fibber, MCGee, and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you MCGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute. Recently, the Red Cross was called upon to undertake an immediate and dramatic expansion of its participation in the National Blood Program to make available all the gamma globulin possible for the prevention of paralysis from polio. Experiments conducted over the past 2 years have demonstrated the effectiveness of this treatment. It takes approximately 1 pint of blood to make an average dose of gamma globulin as used in polio. 1 injection protects a child for a period of 1 to 5 weeks following exposure. Therefore, there is an additional need for blood donations now in order that we may be able to do our utmost to safeguard our children during the epidemic period next summer. There has been no let-up in the need for blood for overseas and for the thousands of wounded men in our military hospitals still fighting for a chance to live. If you're an adult, call your local Red Cross chapter for an appointment to make a donation of your blood for the National Blood Program, which aims to supply the total blood needs of the country. Join the thousands of Americans who are rolling up their sleeves. Take pride in having helped save a life. Mr. MCGee of 79 Wistful Vista needs a partner to help him do his great comedy act at tonight's Elks Club vaudeville show. He went downtown this morning to offer this fabulous opportunity for fame and fortune to Dr. George Gamble. And here he is back home again, muttering to himself.
That's smart, Alec. That wiseacre. How do you like that Doc Gamble anyway, Molly? How do you like that guy?
I like him fine, McGee, and I know you do, too, no matter what you say, because...
Makes me run through my entire act. Do all the jokes for him, even my song and dance. Then after I finish the shuffle off and nearly break my neck on account of because some patient's dad-ratted kid left her roller skate on the floor of the waiting room, then he tells me he's going to be busy tonight and can't do the act with me.
Oh, no.
Thanks for the show, McGee, he says. And good luck, he says. Because with an act like that, you'll need it at the Elks Club tonight, he says.
Oh, that's too bad, dear.
That rat. Doggone it, who am I going to get to do my act with? Who?
You shouldn't have turned Mr. Wimple down yesterday, dearie. He did very well with the jokes, and I thought he danced beautifully. I had no idea he was so talented.
Neither did I.
That fancy dance step of his would have stopped the show. I don't understand why you didn't choose him.
He's too tall.
5'3"?
Well, anyhow, I saw Wimp today, and he changed his mind. Said he had other plans for tonight.
Well, I don't blame him. After he worked so hard learning your whole act and then you telling him you didn't want him.
Doggone it, I got all my equipment for my and Fred knitting his old act here. The unicycle, my Indian clubs, my old mandolin, the little American flags that come out of my ears, everything.
But a straight man.
Well, I'm not stuck yet. I just figured out the perfect partner for my act.
Well, good.
Someone who knows these jokes by heart. Someone who, even though there's only a few hours left to rehearse, can learn to do a time step, carry my Indian clubs for me, and for the finale, sit on my shoulders and hold up a picture of President Eisenhower while I ride the unicycle backwards because she loves me very much and will work real hard. So when I do my act tonight, I'll be a big success thanks to you, my own loving wife. Here's your parasol. Let's start rehearsing.
What? Now, wait a minute, McGee. I can't learn all that. McGee, will you get down off of that unicycle and listen to me? McGee, I cannot do this.
Come on, Molly. The show's already started. In this way, kiddo.
Oh, dear, Oh.
Musical balloon. Well, folks, how do you like the show so far?
Hurry up, get through here. Don't drop them Indian clubs.
My goodness, McGee, I'm so nervous. I don't think I can remember all those things you told me.
Don't worry, it all comes back to you when we get out there on the stage. Oh, hi, Herb. Yeah, we made it.
Next on our program, we have an act I'm sure you'll find very unusual.
Goodness, that's not us, is it?
No. You don't think I'd let Watson put us on at the beginning, do you? In show business, you always save the best for the last. We got the top spot. We closed the show.
Oh, I wish it was closed right now so we could sneak out of here.
Hello, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Spradley.
You look very cute with that straw hat and cane. Quite manly, really.
Oh, well, thank you.
No talking backstage, Mrs. McGee.
And now, through the efforts of Otto Brockhausen, owner of Brockhausen's Pet Shop at 14th and Oak, open Friday nights till 9, we have secured the services of a professional animal act.
You better move out of the way, kiddo. The animals come right through here. Follow me. I know my way around back
I'm
there.
right behind you, dearie.
Okay.
Is the animal act ready? Good. And now, here they are, Chimp and Chump, the acrobatic chimpanzees.
Oh, McGee, we're out on the stage.
Hey, oh, my gosh. How did I do it?
Stage, McGee, you're ruining the show.
Look out, dearie. Look out. Here comes the chimp.
Come on, let's go. Hey, get that monkey off of me.
Now, let's cut that chimp some.
Hey, cut it out. Get him loose.
Jim, come. Cut out the fooling. Down, boys. Down. Hey, get off of this stage, you jerk.
This way, Molly. Them crazy apes.
Are you all right?
Yeah, but they nearly got my straw hat of all the silly...
All right, Mrs. McGee, the monkeys hurt you?
Oh, no, I'm all right.
We're okay, Watson. I'm sorry I busted up the act, but you ought to have signs showing which way's the
Oh,
stage.
never mind that now. Come on, I'll show you your dressing room. It's downstairs.
You hear that, Molly? Our own dressing room.
You can leave your unicycle right there, McGee. It'll be okay. And I'd like to make a little deal with you. If you stay in your dressing room till I call you to do your act, I'll promise not to slug you with an Indian club. Okay?
Seems fair enough to me.
Okay, Watson. And if you promise not to stick your fat face in there while we're rehearsing, I promise not to slap it with a sandbag. Come on, Molly. Downstairs.
There's more fun with the McGees shortly. Greater happiness for more people. That's the result of many decades of proving that the American economic system is the best system in the world. Under this system, we have been able to outproduce every other nation, to turn out more goods and services per man hour, and to enjoy a steadily rising standard of living, while our superior production has gone hand in hand with the preservation of our basic rights and freedoms. Here in America, each of us is free to work in the place and calling of our own choice. No man can tell us what job we must do. We are free to bargain collectively. We are free to contract about our own affairs, to own property, to start an enterprise, and to profit from our own inventiveness. We recognize that our system has faults, that we have ups and downs in prices and jobs, that we must work hard to improve our economic system. But we recognize also that it has brought more benefits to more people than any other system. Remember, under the American economic system, the better we produce, the better we live.
What time is it now, Molly? What time is it?
9:35.
You think I ought to run upstairs and see what act is on now?
They'll call us. Relax.
Okay.
We're not supposed to go on for another 20 minutes, and personally, I wish we could forget this whole thing.
Don't you worry. When we get out there on that stage and the crowd starts to roar, you'll love it.
That I doubt.
As long as we're waiting around, let's run through the gags again.
McGee, can't we leave out the jokes and just go into our song? Honestly, these jokes are just...
Now, don't you worry. You'll do them all right. You're just nervous now. Come on. We'll run through that opening gag again. It'll give you more confidence. Here. Now, hold this book in your hand. You ready?
Okay. Hi, Fib.
Hi, Ma. What you reading?
Reading about flies.
Flies?
Did you know a single fly can have 1 million babies?
Yeah? Well, how many babies can a married fly have?
Oh, dear. I'm so ashamed every time I tell that horrible...
Relax. You'll fracture 'em, baby. Don't forget, after that joke, you get off stage, get the alarm clock, and get the gun, and then come right back on.
The alarm clock and the gun. And what do I do with that?
Don't you remember? Right after the opening joke, I go into When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, and you come running on the stage and shoot the gun at the alarm clock. I stop the song, and I say, just a minute, what do you think you're doing? And you look at the audience and say, just killing time. I guarantee you that mob will scream when you speak them words.
10 minutes, McGee. 10 minutes.
Well, thanks, Bud. Come on, Molly. I got the funny hats. Grab the Indian clubs.
Oh, this is just...
What's happening on stage now, Bud? Where are they? What's going on now?
You still got plenty of time. There's
Good.
one more act that goes on before you do.
Well, who's out there now? What act is it?
Mrs. Spradley, she's reading a poem she wrote.
I didn't know she could write.
I didn't know she could read. That old powder pigeon.
Throughout the year, each day and night, keep up the good fight. And though we shed a tear or two, ring out the old, ring in the new.
Oh, Nellie bar the door. Oh, brother. I'm glad we stayed in our dressing room. If the rest of the acts were as bad as that one,
Oh, I'm just exhausted. I gave everything.
and that was plenty. Oh, brother.
Yes, fine, Mrs. Bradley.
And now, before we close our show with McGee and McGee, snappy songs and pretty sayings, we have a new act that asked for a tryout on our show, and we're going to give it to them.
Hey, why don't they put us on? What is this, amateur night?
Please, dearie.
Well, what's the sense of wasting time with corny...
We bring you now, for the first time anywhere, that great new comedy team of Wally Whipple and Ducky Gamble, the Fun Boys.
What?
Heavenly days.
All right, boys, you're on.
What's going on?
Silly hats are wearing, dearie, aren't they?
Yeah, very funny. Very funny. But you can't hold that audience with silly hats, you know. You need stock jokes, that's what you need. Them guys won't let you.
Hello, Ducky. Hello, Wally. What you reading? Reading about flies?
Hey, ain't that odd?
Did you know that a single fly can have 1 million babies?
Yeah, how many babies can a married fly have?
Hey, that is our game. Show them the whole act and they steal my joke with those dirty
They wouldn't do that, McGee. It's just a coincidence. I'm sure the doctor
When
wouldn't.
Irish eyes are smiling.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen to that. And here comes Wimp with an alarm clock and a gun.
Hey, just a minute there. What do you think you're doing?
Who, me? Just killing time.
That does it. I've heard enough. Give me that mandolin.
No, McGee, you're not going to break that mandolin over anybody's
Who
head.
said anything about breaking the mandolin? They're not going to top me, boy. I'm going to ride out there on that unicycle playing the Stars and Stripes Forever on the mandolin. And when them little American flags come flopping out of my ears, I'll get more applause than them guys ever heard in all their...
We'll say goodnight to Fibber and Molly in a moment. Tomorrow on the NBC Radio Network, you'll hear 3 great special events when you set your dial to this station. First, from Pasadena, California, NBC's top newscasters will bring you a thrilling word picture of the fabulous Rose Parade. This is the traditional celebration of the roses, and you'll be there via the magic of radio when you listen tomorrow on NBC. Later, from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, NBC will present a play-by-play description of the Alabama-Rice football game. This 18th renewal of the Dallas Classic will put Alabama's Southwestern Conference champions against Rice Institute's co-champions of the Southwest. And then you'll want to stay tuned as NBC will return once again to Pasadena, California for the Rose Bowl Football Classic. Tomorrow, you'll hear an evenly matched game between the Bruins of UCLA and the Spartans of Michigan State College as they battle for the honors of the Big Ten and the Pacific Coast Conference. Keep your dial set to NBC tomorrow for the finest New Year's Day sports coverage.
Well, McGee, that winds up another year. 1953 is just about finished.
Yeah, and me too. Hey, I wonder what happened to all the things I was going to do in 1953.
I don't know, but that's a familiar question.
Remember, I was going to give up smoking, be more polite to people, read some good books, and all stuff like that there.
I remember.
Well, it's sure great to have a whole, fresh, brand new year to do them things in. Remind me, will you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
NBC has brought you the Fibber, McGee, and Molly program transcribed with Bill Thompson as Mr. Wimple and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble. Also heard tonight were Peter Leeds as the Master of Ceremonies, Myra Marsh as Mrs. Bradley, and Jack Crucian as the man backstage. This is John Wall inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Tonight, hear the all-night parade of bands on the NBC Radio Network.